Live from the studios of NBC 12 and ABC 25, this is Good Morning Jacksonville at 6.
And here are your big stories at 6. First, there are 4 missing children out of Marion County, and police need your help finding them. DCF believes they are with their parents, who have a history of drug use, domestic violence, poor living conditions as well. The family may be in a 1999 Dodge pickup truck with this Florida tag, GMA K91. And so if you see that, you are urged to call police.
Your second big story, the search is on for a man who stole money from a Toys for Tots donation jar. You can see him distract the cashier at the Flame Broiler restaurant, then grab a handful of cash. The owner calls him a thug and a scumbag and wants him off the streets.
Number 3, prepping for game day. 8 straight losses? Oh boy, the Big Cats say they are ready for the Houston Texans though on Sunday. No, there's no hope for the playoffs. But at this point, hey, Jackson be spoiler, right? Yeah. Get the Texans right out of the playoff picture. Game time's 1 o'clock in Houston. I'm trying to decide, would I rather see Houston in the playoffs or the Titans in the playoffs? And I
don't know.
Either way,
it's kind of our rivals. It's
kind
tough.
of gross.
It is.
Kind of gross to think about either way, but hopefully they can win. Hope you're having a good morning.
Yeah.
Glad you're there with us. I'm Lou Turner.
I'm Katie Jeffries. I'm in for Keith this morning.
This is going to be a great show. I mean, this is a Friday. We got Pet Friendly Friday and all kinds of surprises, so make sure you stay with us through the morning. But I want to make sure you're not surprised by this. Temperatures running about 20 degrees cooler than yesterday morning. So 41 Jacksonville. It's a reminder winter is 5 days away officially. 48 in St. Augustine, 36 to Homerville. Old man winter trying to blow in. At least we don't have a wind chill, but feeling 20 degrees colder on the south side and the west side, and about 15 degrees colder out towards St. Augustine. So even the beaches are getting in on this chill. So if you want the blue skies and the sunshine, you should have a gorgeous sunrise, 7:16. But enjoy that sunny start because we've got chilly clouds moving in. A little gray day developing by 2 p.m. this afternoon and 68 degrees. And I think with that east wind at 10 to 15, there could be a couple spots we'll have to watch along the coastline for maybe an isolated shower there. So no severe weather, no thunderstorms in the forecast. The question is, yes, when will we go to severe clear and record heat? That's right. So first, let's get to Katie Jeffries and the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
So I've been watching what's going on with this construction happening at JTB and I-95 northbound. The 95 northbound lanes, Florida Highway Patrol is now saying they could be blocked for an extended period of time. They weren't specific on how long. So it's right here where they're working on those flyover ramps, and it's construction. It's not an accident. It has the northbound side closed. What you could do is be routed off here at Belfort onto JTB around back on towards I-95, or you could take US 1 to just go around this entirely. But this could definitely cause delays if it persists another hour or so as we start the morning commute. So plan in that in your commute this morning. Expect this to be closed, so maybe take US 1, or if you're coming in from the beaches, go around on 295 and come in a different way. But I'll keep you updated on when these northbound lanes reopen. And developing overnight from Washington State, a police officer is in critical condition after being shot during a standoff in the city of Mount Vernon there overnight. Police say this all started around 8:30 our time last night, but the suspect was not captured till early this morning. Some people living in the neighborhood had to be evacuated as the suspect kept shooting at police. No word yet on how that officer is doing.
It's all new from overnight now. An Allegiant flight bound for Florida had to make an emergency landing, not for bad weather or mechanical issues. It ran into some geese. Birds collided with its #1 engine in flight, sparking a small engine fire. The pilot then had to divert the plane to a Rockford airport near Chicago. Passenger calls the experience terrifying. Yeah.
And as soon as we got into the air, the fire started right out the wing, and I was scared to death. I grabbed my daughter and started praying as we both were crying. It was very scary.
Oh, it's awful. All right, well, there were 140 people on board the flight. No one was hurt, but clearly it was terrifying. Passengers were provided $100 vouchers for future travel on Allegiant, as well as food service in the gate area.
This morning, a local church is pleading for drivers to slow down. This after an SUV crashed into it, causing damage last night. Our own Monica Garcia is live in the information center with why they say speeding in that area is just getting out of hand.
Well, Katie, first, we're talking about the Faith United Church of God that's located in downtown Jacksonville. And churchgoers say it's not so much the fact that people are just speeding by and breaking the law, it's that they're worried one of those crashes could end up costing someone their life. Now, the historic church is located on Monroe and Davis Streets. To give you an idea, more than 40 crashes have been reported near the church in the past 3 years, including one last night where an SUV crashed into the church. The car knocked down a handicap ramp and nearly ended up inside the church, causing a lot of damage, as you just saw there. We spoke to Dr. Martha Goot. She's the co-pastor of the church, and she tells First Coast News she believes the cars driving down Monroe are rarely going below 50 miles per hour. Now, the posted speed limit over there is 30 miles per hour. Goot is pleading for drivers to slow down, but she also wants the city to step in and do something before someone gets hurt.
Thing is, safety is a major concern at this church, and we do need a handicap replaced immediately for the parishioners, and we do need the city to recognize that parking is needed here, speed bumps are needed here, traffic light perhaps if we could have it at Davis and Monroe.
Meanwhile, last night's crash is still under investigation. From the newsroom, I'm Monica Garcia. Lou, back to you.
Monica, thank you. New this morning, a First Coast town wants to find out what it would be like if its government didn't exist. Hastings officials voted in favor of dissolving the local government to becoming an unincorporated part of St. Johns County. This according to our news reporting partners over at the Times-Union. Some residents say they don't see a benefit for paying taxes to Hastings because, quote, property values are low and town buildings aren't maintained properly. Others, though, concerned about the town's financial stability without government. So we'd love for you to weigh in. You live there in Hastings, around that area. It's beautiful down there. Do you think it's a good idea for the town to dissolve its government? Head to our Facebook page.
Still ahead on Good Morning Jacksonville, porch pirates strike again, stealing holiday packages off of porches day after day. Now a celebrity's home has been hit right here in Florida.
Plus a close encounter for one family on vacation. What happened after a group of bison show up right outside the car?
Little Joey, bundling them up. That's right, the cat's finding the big blankets this morning. Pet-friendly Friday. Yes, not so friendly if you don't have the jacket, but when we go from jackets to shorts, coming right up. Happy Friday. The Reds are running out there. Captain Alvarez sitting in this nice picture here. So some good fishing, light inland chop. That's the place to be. 66 degrees, but it had to put in a brief shower this afternoon. I think most of those showers, though, stay offshore. Notice the low UV index of 1, so not the best beach day, but don't worry, nature will make up for it this weekend. That east wind 10 to 15 knots, bringing in a little bit of that moisture. Futurecast shows most of the clouds today for us after 2 o'clock. There's that brief coastal shower, maybe a 5-10 minute shower along the beaches. That's about it. The bigger story developing would be a very patchy, dense fog by late tonight into Saturday morning. As far as those showers today, let's zoom into downtown. We've got big happenings. Holiday on the river at the Jacksonville Landing. Joe and the Rockettes at 6:15. Cloudy, no rain to worry about, and temperatures of 64. But we're going to go from 64 to the 80s. I'll time that out. But first, we've got Katie Jeffries and the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
So we don't have any crashes, but we do have an issue along I-95 northbound that I'm watching pretty closely here because of this construction that was happening overnight that's now lingering into the morning commute. So they don't know yet when the northbound lanes of 95 at JTB are going to reopen, but since they're closed, that's definitely causing a big problem since a lot of people travel through this area. So you could either take kind of 2 different routes. Either you could sit in traffic and then be routed off at Belfort onto JTB, then back onto I-95 to go around, or you could try and take maybe US 1 to go around it, or if you're maybe coming in from the beaches, you could get off here at 295, use JTB or Beach Boulevard to come around to make your way back towards the downtown area. So just plan this in, have this in your mind that it looks like right now these northbound lanes are blocked at JTB along I-95. As soon as it reopens, I will let you know, but right now it's still closed. Lewis.
All right, Katie, thank you. So we have told you about packages being stolen right off porches across the country and here in Jacksonville as well. Tell you about it all the time, every year. Turns out celebrity homes are fair game too. Let's go to Clearwater where we've got some video. This is from Hulk Hogan's home. How about not stealing from the Hulk? For heaven's sakes, say a package was stolen right off his doorstep. You can see a dark red car pull into the driveway. Suspects rip open the package, take whatever was inside, then run down the stairs to catch up with their ride if they got caught by Hulk Hogan. I mean, Meanwhile, a Jacksonville Grinch still on the loose. This man caught on camera stealing packages from a home in Bainbridge Estates, new subdivision on the north side.
We are surrounded by buffalo. SOS.
Well, that's quite a situation there. So what do you do? A family visiting South Dakota's Custer State Park got quite a greeting from a herd of American bison. Driving along the park's wildlife loop when they had a close encounter with a number of, they seemed friendly, bison.
Cute.
The family waited patiently inside the car for the bison to move on, but the herd had other plans. The curious animals discovered the car was covered in road salt. Proceeded to use it as a giant salt lick.
Delicious. Well, they're not going to hurt anybody. I don't think. Well, they could very easily.
It's just I wonder how long that family had to sit in that car.
That's the part of this. Are they still there right now? Is this a Facebook? Is this a Facebook Live video that we're watching?
Has anybody checked in on them?
Oh boy. Well, you can eat buffalo. They're delicious. All right, still ahead on Good Morning Jacksonville. They're one of the most popular gifts this holiday season. Drones. Up next with 3 things you must do though before flying those things through your neighborhood.
Plus, Big Mac lovers rejoice how soon McDonald's will begin delivery in Florida.
Lovely, lovely, and thinking of Christmas, seeing the Christmas tree there at 30 Rock. Drones, going to be under a lot of Christmas trees through the season. In fact, sales of drones have tripled since last year. Now, if a drone is one of your gifts, maybe the big request, there's things you got to do. You are required to register with the FAA before you launch it. Remember that. The 5-minute process, it costs $5, but there are penalties of up to $27,000 if you don't get that cash out there. Also, find an open place to fly that is not near an airport or power lines. That can get you in very big trouble. Drones range from about $30 to thousands of dollars, depending on what features and how sophisticated a drone you're looking for.
Well, pretty soon you won't need to leave your home to get your McDonald's fix. The fast food chain will begin testing a delivery service in 3 Florida cities in January. Those cities, Orlando, Tampa, and Miami, so not here in Jacksonville. Customers will be able to order off the menu and have their food delivered right to their door via Uber Eats. If it's successful, the service will expand to other cities and then maybe Jacksonville.
Well, from iPad deals to portable technology, National Free Shipping Day is underway, and Moneyman Matt Granite shows us the best and the worst buys for today. Matt?
Happy Free Shipping Day. In the decade that I've been hunting down deals and having absolutely no life whatsoever, free shipping has always been a way for retailers to get your attention, but this year with them more desperate than ever, it's a deal day. Yes, actually a deal day. I want to begin right now with just many of the items you've been requesting for, all of which are at least 60% off with free shipping today, from RFID protected backpacks. Those are back in stock. Some of the luggage items and many of the briefcases at their lowest recorded prices. Some of the nicest laptop and protective cases are now down to 17 from 30. Yes, laptop deals as well. We found the iPad Air at $100 today, and by we I mean I, because I have no staff. Coffee makers. So many of you requesting these, strangely enough, this time of year. $60 down to $35 for this Mr. Coffee, which is not a paid product. Power banks down to $24. They're all on our website. One word of caution for those of you looking to buy the Echo. This is now a delay that will not arrive in time for Christmas, as well as the Echo Dot. The only one of the Amazon products with free shipping with guaranteed Christmas arrival is the Alexa-enabled Amazon Tap. Take a look at your reminder. We've you covered. Every single deal is on our website, and if you have anything else you want to save money on, just let me know. Happy savings. Back to you.
Good morning. Well, yes, we made it to Friday, Pet-Friendly Friday. Make sure the little ones are bundled up. Little Mikey apparently is cold out there. He didn't have a little sweater, so the pugs show us the way. And it's going to be a great day, and how sweet it is. That's our segment here that we say how great it is to live in Jacksonville. Well, it's a little chillier this morning, 41 right where we should be, but it's not -9 like they're seeing in Maine with a wind chill of -32. All right, so let's take a look at our wonderful place. Cooler, tough to find 70s today, 66 Jacks Beach. You have to go to Mandarin to find the 70-degree weather. Toward White House and Cecil, they can nip 70, but most of us in the mid to upper 60s. And here's why. We have a nice sunrise at 7:17, but the clouds start to increase as we go toward 2 o'clock. Maybe a brief coastal shower there. And notice a little chillier up into Georgia, Brunswick 64, 63 over to Waycross. check those travel plans. Even though it's quiet here at home with just a brief coastal shower, could have some delays. A lot of travelers out there, especially in the Midwest, Minneapolis to Milwaukee to Detroit. Looking good going to Atlanta in the Northeast. Noticed New York City giving the all clear, along with Atlanta, the Green Plain, no delays. 48 degrees though, so you'll need the heavier coats there. Chicago, there's that snow in 32 with 60-minute delays. For us, the big weather problem this weekend is actually the warm weather. Yeah, not too much to take, but be careful. That could cause a very thick fog to move in off the ocean both Saturday and Sunday morning, but these highs are unbelievable. 80 to 83 degrees, 7-day forecast. Not finding much December after today. There's the 80 Sunday. Then we got some needed rain, some badly needed rain as we go into Monday and Tuesday of next week. In fact, it looks like an unsettled week with cooler 60s on the way. Now it's Katie Jeffries' time. And Katie's commuters in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Thank you so much, Mike. So getting you out the door, let's focus again on what's happening on 95 northbound near JTB. Seeing some delays starting to form. That's because of some construction in the area that has these lanes here of 95 northbound, the northbound lanes blocked at JTB. So what can you do? Well, you could be routed off here at Belfort onto JTB, then around JTB and back onto 95. Or if you're maybe driving in from the beach, you could just hop on to 95, take that to JTB and then use JTB to come in. But those 95 northbound lanes, it looks like construction fell behind a little bit, and that's why those northbound lanes there are still blocked. So just keep that in mind. I'll let you know when they reopen, but right now we don't have a time frame from when that will reopen. Traveling through the west side of town, US 17 here near the base looks pretty good. 295 towards I-10. It's only about a 12-minute ride. No reported crashes there or on Blanding. Lewis.
Eddie, later on, a Good Morning Jacksonville. If you're traveling up north this holiday, brace yourself for the freeze. You probably knew that, but parts of the country worse than normal, feeling wind chills as low as -30 today. We're going to tell you where hundreds of students were stranded on snowy roads last night. But first, check this out. Stormtroopers have penetrated the First Coast News defenses. Oh my gosh. Up next. Well, they're here, but I've got a Jedi Knight and a Rebel pilot on my side as well. They'll help me out. How did you guys get through the gate? Did you get through an exhaust fan or something? That's what I'm talking about right here, the good guys. I'm more dark side. I'm going to stay out of this. Rogue One and the excitement coming up after the break.
This is like the greatest tailgate of all time. This is our Super Bowl. You know, there's a whole community of nerds out there that weren't represented. We probably got beat up in high school. Right. Guess what now? You're watching me on TV.
That's awesome. All right, Star Wars fans across the country flooded to theaters to see Rogue One premiere last night. Some people waited in line and camped out for days to see it. The film expected to bring in about $150 million on its opening weekend relative to the $250 million that we got last year. Oh, man. But big nonetheless. I feel like the marketing has been a little bit different this go around, but nonetheless, fans, the mega fans are going to be there in full force. And joining us this morning, some of the biggest characters. We've got Stormtroopers, we've got a Rebel pilot, a Jedi Knight, for heaven's sake, keeping everybody in line. Although I do tend to lean more towards the dark side. And I think people, that's just the lifestyle that Luke Turner lives. We're talking Rogue One this morning because so many people I know are so very excited. First of all, tell us about your group. There's a lot of fun I know you guys have. So tell me about this.
Well, we're members of the 501st Legion, sure. And that is an organization, a costuming organization that is actually Lucasfilm approved. All of our members have to make their costumes themselves to certain specifications so that we are actually screen accurate.
What is this made of?
It's made of ABS plastic, basically. So
unbelievable.
And the very cool thing besides the Star Wars is that really everything that we do is to help raise awareness for different charities. And this last year, worldwide, we raised over $15 million for charities, directly and indirectly. And right now, just in Northeast Florida, we're at over $1 million that we've helped raise this year.
So you do all kind of events. I mean,
yes.
You're going to the film, but the events raising money, very cool. So, but let's talk about Rogue One. I know, show of hands, since we've only got one microphone, who did see it? Okay, and then so we've got a couple of holdouts as well. So we're not going to ruin anything. Otherwise, you might get a lightsaber to the thorax. But tell me about crowds. Let's talk about that part of it. When you got there, were there lines out there? We saw people, waiting in line for days in LA.
Yes.
But I mean, what'd you see?
We saw lots of people waiting in line, lots
sure.
of fans, new fans, old fans. So it's been pretty exciting for us. We've had different characters at different theaters around town, and we'll have more throughout the weekend. And what we really like I said, is that there's young folks and there's older folks and people in costume, and almost everybody is kind of like, okay, what do I expect? What do I expect? Because we weren't really sure where Rogue One is going to go. And so, I mean, we kind of know a little bit about the story, but not everything.
I think the little bit we know about the story is that it will branch off. You're not going to see the Han Solo or the Luke Skywalker per se, because but it's coming in right before A New Hope, right before what would be Episode 4, kind of almost spin-off-ish, right? Is that accurate?
Yes, but I do think, though, that if you're a fan, it will answer a lot of your questions about what happens between Episode 3 and 4.
Very cool. Okay, definitely something to check out as well. But let's talk about where folks can actually see you. I mean, you're talking about all the money that you raise for charities.
Right.
When can they come and participate? Maybe learn a little bit more about your group.
Well, to learn more about us, you just need to visit the501st.com or FL 501st, which is the Florida garrison of the 501st. You can request appearances at your charity functions there. And if we have people available, we will come out and wear our costumes and support your cause.
They look so good. I mean, even close up. I know on television you're far off, and you might be on the other side of the living room, but I'm up here close and personal. This looks so good. Quick answer for me, maybe comparing apples and oranges.